Welcome to this week's Yep Yeah Yes with Tamika and Marissa.
Hey, y'all.
This week we're on location at a beach, but it's a location. But this week I want to talk about the price we pay for peace. But to quote you, how you doing, girl?
I'm good.
How's your cough?
It's still there, but it's not horrific.
And we're now in phase 4. How you been? How you
Well,
been, girl?
I'm very close to you.
Oh, should I move over? Is that what you're saying?
Should I put my mask on? I don't have my mask. But no, I mean it's good. I've said for a long time that I would be going out to eat at a restaurant in August. So I have my first restaurant outing lined up for August 3rd. And we'll see how that goes. It'll be lunch because I refuse. I'm not ready to do dinner.
No, yeah.
People are just too, you know how it is.
I do.
Anyway.
So there's a few things that have happened in the world lately that I feel like make me think about, like, what's the price we pay for peace? Peace meaning, like, not like world peace, peace within ourselves. So long-winded, yet again, nothing changes. So, like, Megan Thee Stallion got into a kerfuffle. The Kardashian West family got into something. But little things here and there. Y'all could check whatever social media you prefer, and you'll see plenty of things happening. But one of the things that I was thinking about was the price we pay for peace. So as we begin to our journey of elder stateswomen, and we realize the value of peace and the price that we pay for it, what happens when one you love dearly are the ones that are costing our peace?
What do you mean, what happens?
Like, what do you do? Like, we have people that are staticky in our families. We have friends that perhaps are just not the best proponents and keepers of our own peace. What do we do?
Well, I can only, obviously you can only speak for your own personal experience.
Yeah.
And so my thing is that for me, when I have moments where I'm like, a person's rhetoric, thoughts, or actions towards me
Mm-hmm.
are not bringing me peace or making me depressed,
Right.
I try to remember the moments that were totally opposite of that.
Right.
Where they brought me joy.
Right.
Pure
Right.
peace.
Right.
Because maybe this is just a moment.
Right.
And you can equate it to, like, people that have family members who may be a drug addict.
Oh.
Right? And
Right.
so it's like, or somebody that sells drugs or just does illegal activity.
Right.
You think to yourself, like, you want them to not, what they're doing is giving you anxiety and stress and so on and so forth.
Right.
But do you not fuck with them anymore?
Yeah.
You don't?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, what do you do? And that's the whole thing. What's the price are we willing to pay to sacrifice our own peace? Is their disruption of our own peace so great that now we have to walk away? Do we stick around?
It depends on, like, I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm too old for that.
Like,
yeah.
And if there's a situation in our relationship, family, friends, whatever, where I feel like what you're doing is on the border of jail,
Mm-hmm.
then we can't fuck with each other. Like, I can't. So
Right.
that's the price of peace.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm not trying to go to jail for you.
Right. Right.
But up to that moment, I might, based on the kind of history we have and how you've been there for me,
Right.
then I might be willing to forego my peace for a day or two.
Okay. How long do you think? Well,
What about
okay.
you, though? Answer it for yourself.
Listen, I can't let someone disrupt my peace. But there are people that have been consistently disrupting my peace up to this point. So
Really?
Yeah. So it's one of those things that, like, that's like, but not in a significant way. They're bothersome, or they disrupt me for a moment and I can walk away. But they're not putting my peace in jeopardy to the point where, like, I'm losing sleep or clearly not losing weight over it, or something like that, where it's not costing me money. It's just giving me a headache for the afternoon or maybe 2 days, and it is what it is.
Right.
Um, but I can't allow someone to disrupt my peace in a significant way. I'm too old. I can't be. First of all, I can't even be bothered in the slightest. Like, I can't be inconvenienced in the slightest at my
What's a
age.
significant way though?
Well, I'll steal your example, jail. When it costs me money,
So
when you're
money in jail.
money, jail, my time. When you're so disruptive that you're taking my time in a not productive way, in a not peaceful way, and not a significant way. Meaning, like, now I gotta do all this rigmarole because you decided to be staticky, or you decided to do something that was just not productive or healthy. You're taking my time away from other things. Granted, my other thing is probably just sitting at home watching TV, but that's still my time. Um, and don't do anything on someone's time and someone's dime. But then also, not only that, like the safety and health of people that I'm caring for. But and then think about it, we're at this age where we've worked so hard to create a certain piece, like you do dumb things in your 20s and teens and maybe into the early 30s, but here we are in our 40s, and um do we really need to have that kind of lifestyle? Do we really have to be surrounded by people that we mm, question either their loyalty or their care and respect for our peace? And that's an all-encompassing phrase because it can mean so many different things. It's subjective, so to speak.
Well, the thing about it is, like, I agree with you, but I I feel like a lot of that is reserved for specific people.
Right. Right.
Because like I said, you have to look inside and say, okay, this person, he or she might be going through a crisis moment. Um, and so I have to stick by them, even if my peace is upended for the time being,
Right.
because of a medical issue. Now, like I said, if it comes to, like, because this guy or girl is a drug dealer, like, that to me is like, you don't have to be a drug dealer.
Right.
You can be addicted to drugs though, and I can stand by you.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah. Yeah.
can you can be like somebody that um financially in ruins,
Right.
and I can stand by you.
Yeah.
Do I have to stand by you if you're Madoff? I know that you're scheming people.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So
Yeah.
it's all about, I guess, it's the difference between health and wealth.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I feel like you got to pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've had moments, like really, really low, dark moments,
Right.
and you've stuck by me. And I know that, for those moments, it may have upended your peace. You didn't want to be like, you know, and you didn't want to be there for me. I don't know. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But it's like, in those moments, I'm preventing you from watching Seinfeld or whatever show, Girlfriends, whatever that show you watch.
but see, but like you just said, it's a total different scenario because my peace wasn't disrupted. You were having a moment.
Now, you had mentioned the Kardashians and Kanye, so I'm
Right.
like, at what point do we blame her if she leaves him? Or we look at her like, you real whack. You left him in his darkest moment. He's sick.
I know. I know. And see, it's that's one of those things that I don't think we could ever really. She's gonna face criticism no matter what, right? By some people, she's gonna face criticism. But at the same time, it's like, what's the best for her and her family? What's the most healthy? Can he stay on his medication and give himself and his family peace? Can he not go on the medication and his family's peace be disrupted at certain points and highs and lows, and them still be okay? Like, nobody goes. Life is fair in that it's unfair to everybody, right? No one gets out unscathed. Everybody has something. But now they're supposedly each billionaires. So two billionaires having a Twitter rant every once in a while, is that a price? Is that price too high? I don't know.
Well, so there's a couple of things here.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, um, he's he's the things that he said on Twitter, and I don't, I caution calling it a rant
Mm-hmm.
when it's like obviously a medical breakdown.
Right.
A rant to me is
Mm-hmm.
like you're going on and like you're a sane person and you're going on like these hot dogs, they have no ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what are you like? How am I supposed to eat a hot dog without ketchup?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like mustard.
Yeah.
I don't like chili. You know,
Yeah. 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 That is a rant. Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
having a medical crisis,
Yeah.
a breakdown.
Yeah.
His thoughts are incoherent.
Yeah.
He's he's basically saying all this stuff about his family, personal stuff, whether
Yeah.
it's true or false. Now he has $5 billion. Like it's just like, what
Yeah.
does that have to do with anything? Oh, I'm going back to the music. And then mentioning it's like one word sentences.
Yeah.
It's incoherent. It's like, okay, you can't ration with this. The thing about it is that is she sitting back like, really? You're telling our personal business? But then on the flip side of that, you tell your own personal business on the show. You
Yeah.
can't be mad because you don't get to dictate how that personal business is viewed by the public.
Yeah.
And so when I equate that whole situation to my own life,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, say I had a partner who was bipolar.
Yeah.
And I say bipolar because he's come out and said he's bipolar. So
Right.
I feel it's okay for me to call him bipolar.
Right. Right. Right.
But say I had a partner who I knew was bipolar and was saying all this stuff. Um, at at what point, like you were saying with the whole thing with peace, if they're not willing to take the medication, listen, and have a rational conversation with me, a doctor, what have you,
Right.
then at what point do you stick around?
I don't know.
Like you can make that same kind of justification for spousal abuse.
Yeah.
Well, he only does it when he's drunk or high. Like
Oh.
I'm trying to he needs help.
Yeah.
He was abused as a kid.
Right. He
You know,
doesn't know, but oh yeah.
yeah, but your peace is upended.
Yeah.
Well, understand it's a medical thing, but at the same time, it's like, so it's one of those things where I'm not really sure. But at the same time, do you put yourself in that situation? This is the same guy. She decided to be with somebody who we knew before they married that he had a few issues.
Yeah.
It's not normal for somebody to go up on stage, take a microphone, and say Beyonce had the album of the year.
Oh yeah.
It was funny and
Yeah.
everything. It's not cute to sit in the front row of the Grammys with a bottle of Hennessy, your shirt open,
Yeah.
and like spewing all. That's not.
Right.
And you still decided to start a relationship with him, so you walked into that.
Yeah.
And even when I think about domestic violence and those situations, like I'm not trying to be disrespectful of women and men who go through that. It's like I, the sign's not there. I don't understand. I
Yeah.
mean, we had a whole show on domestic violence,
Yeah.
and I probably need to re-listen to it again. But at the same token, it's like you see what you want to see,
Yeah.
you feel what you want to feel, you accept what you want to accept.
So now, does this mean her peace has been disrupted? Because, I guess that's the subjective question. That's the $1 billion question here when it comes to the West scenario. So, is her peace definitely disrupted because he's going through a medical breakdown right now?
It's her peace. Yeah, it's disruptive. You got to put out a statement.
Oh yeah. First of all, I have to say I really appreciated her wording on that statement. It like they're just so smart on how they are able to manipulate narratives where she completely deflected anything, like she wasn't addressing anything. She was just asking for peace and compassion, and he has the right to his privacy. I don't really want to talk about it, but I am talking about it. And like I'm not sure if I would, without help, if I could be that eloquent.
How do we know she didn't have help?
Oh, I'm sure she had help. They have a whole team.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But
She might have had help from a doctor.
oh yeah. whoever they hire on their team, I think is just so good.
Money will get you a lot of things in life.
Does it bring you patience and peace though?
No, I'm talking. Well,
Yeah.
but I'm talking in terms of like
Yeah.
a statement.
Yeah.
Like even a president has a
People who, yeah.
speechwriter. So people get paid money to
Yeah.
So like I don't have any. I'm not looking at her like, wow, it was so amazing. You did such. It's like you paid for that.
You better be
I'd
amazing.
be more impressed if I knew for a fact that she wrote that.
Yeah.
But considering the conversations that I've seen her have, I know she didn't write that.
Damn.
You can tell
Yeah.
the tone of
Yeah.
like you don't even talk like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
okay. But I'm sure the feeling behind it was sincere.
Right. Right.
And that's what you want from someone that helps you craft a speech or, even somebody that writes your book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess kudos for her and her team and Mama
Oh,
Chris with 2 S's.
Chris John Un.
It was horrible.
That was terrible.
That was terrible.
Now, do you think her feelings are hurt? Yeah, I know her peace is disrupted right now. And then you saw
She's probably more hurt about the Meek Mill thing.
Chris or
No. Oh, you're
Kim?
talking about Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
Kim.
Kim.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I feel like she's sensitive when it comes to allegations of her and infidelity. I guess
Like,
any
why
woman
would he go there?
I don't know.
Even bringing the daughter?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so now we get back to the crux of what your whole topic was.
Mm-hmm.
What it brought up is like, is there anything worth what is the thing? Upending your peace? What is the price of
the price of peace?
what is the price? Like, should she leave? Would you leave if that was your spouse? I mean, a lot of people, like, when you think about marriage, is like, I will only leave if he cheats. That's a pretty low bar.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to cheat.
Yeah.
Why would you shouldn't even think of that being.
It's one of those things where it's like when your brain chemistry can't help itself, but then I got to blame him for, he knows he's bipolar and he knows he should take medication.
Is it worth leaving?
I don't know.
Is that something you leave over? What would you leave over? Like, what is your price of peace when it comes to your significant other? I'm sure, and a side note, I'm sure you would go to jail for your kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that whole jail thing didn't work with you. So don't.
But I feel like
But
it's so different. Kids are just like, it's a whole different beast when it comes to your own kids. Like it's just like you never have peace. Like from the moment they're born, you just never have a peace. You're can't even, like, that's just not even part of the equation.
I got to tell you, there's one thing, and I haven't forgot. I need you to answer the question, but I got to tell you, when it comes to your kids and my niece and nephew, I have fear of like taking them on my own.
Oh no. Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, for like a day trip or take them to the park, or because I always get scared that, like, what if this is the day?
You know what?
And I got to go back and tell the parents,
I know.
like, take me, please, take me. I don't.
Yeah.
The responsibility of somebody else's kids.
It's too much.
So I mean, I always keep telling your kid, yeah, I'm gonna take you, but inside I'm like, Marissa's got to go too.
You know, I have to tell you, I really have to tell you, like, I was the biggest, like, I don't like kids before I had my own. I don't like kids, and I don't, no, thank you. Don't ask me to babysit nothing. It's for that genuine, like, that feeling, like, I'm not.
The responsibility is
no,
too great.
It's too great. I don't want
and
it.
I know
no,
you trust me with them.
Yeah,
but at the
but
same
it's not
time,
you. It's the world.
Yes,
I don't trust.
And but even if, like, I'm not trying to think all this bad stuff, but at the same time, it's like, I just don't want the responsibility. Anyway, so
I feel you. I totally feel you.
It's tough, but I want to be able to take them on their own and take them places, take them to games, and I've done it. It's not that but I always, in the midst of doing it, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Because I don't. It's just very.
It's on both sides.
Yeah.
But then I think about, like, with my spouse, like, I don't know at what point. I haven't even, I don't know if my mind hasn't really thought about, like, obviously everything up to now hasn't been a deal breaker. But as far as like him going on social media and air, like, that's gonna be a fight. I don't know if I would leave. Like, we gonna argue for a bit. Like, you really fucked up. We gonna argue for a while. But I don't know if I'd leave. I probably wouldn't. If I
So
was,
there's no deal breaker,
for me, there's definitely
or
deal
a
breakers.
deal breaker in terms of peace. Like you, I'm not saying a deal breaker in the general, but something where you're like, what could it be that is the price of your peace? Because obviously you're at peace right now.
Right, I'm at peace.
So
when he disrupts, I don't know.
what could it be?
I don't know. I don't know what would disrupt my peace to the point where I'm like, you know what? We're out. I'm out.
I think for me, if I was in a relationship, I don't know if I would leave if my dude cheated, but if my dude cheated and had a baby,
Oh, that's a deal breaker. No.
like
Yeah,
cheating,
no.
I might be able to, I'm not sure, but I might be able to get over that.
I might be,
You
yeah.
had another
You had a
human.
whole baby?
Now you put me in a situation where I gotta be friends with your baby's mother, the woman that, and she,
Oh my Lord. So we know someone, an elder stateswoman who's no longer with us, whose husband stepped out. So his child is the youngest of, so she's got 4. This
you know
child,
somebody?
an
Okay.
elder stateswoman, no longer with us
I
on
gotta
my
think
side.
about it.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I want you to think of like salt and pepper shakers, like, like that, like.
Anyway, I'll ask you offline who specifically, because I can't think about it. Anyway, go ahead.
Right. So he had a extramarital affair, and he had a baby, a little girl. And when the lady showed up with the whole like, you got a baby, and he was like, no, I don't. And he's like, no, you have a baby, like, this is your baby. And he was like, no, I don't. His wife was like, oh shit, that's your baby, like, that's for real your baby.
Right.
And she called this lady over, they had coffee, they were like, all right, well, she's gonna go play with her brothers, or like, my daughter's gonna babysit, we're gonna have a conversation, this is how much money I'm gonna be sending you a month. She's gonna come here, make sure that, holidays, birthdays, make sure we're all involved. Like, she set the tone. And he was like, no, I don't want her here, I don't want this little girl with my kids. And she was like, that is your daughter, and you're gonna step up. And I always looked at her like, that is a class of woman that I don't think I could ever be. I'm too petty, I'm too immature, I'm too everything. And she was like, yeah, but it's not that little girl's fault.
That's the whole thing.
She and my husband, the mother, she and my husband knew what they were doing. That little girl will not suffer because of them too. But I'm like, and she stood with him, and she made sure this like, he paid child, like, she would send the check, she would write the checks and give it to this mom. And I keep thinking to myself, like, that's a class of individual that I could never be. And I pray to God that God never puts that in my lap, because I am not, I don't know if there's strength, I don't know if I'm too petty, I don't know what it is. You got a whole baby?
So listen, I got a few things to say about this. Number one, when she went to heaven, whoever, I don't know who this person is, God just opened the gate. He didn't question her.
No,
like,
he was
come
like,
on in.
Yep.
You're good. It takes a special kind of woman to step up like that on that level.
Yes.
Thirdly, I judge you, Marissa, already on a lot of shit.
Uh-oh.
If you did that shit, I would judge you on a level you have never even.
Oh my God.
You might be like, Tamika, you're the price of my peace. You would stay with that. You would basically be like, this mofo, yeah, he fucked up, but you're fucking up my peace right now. That's the kind of judging I'm gonna do.
Oh, I don't know. I think about like Wendy Williams, like this bitch had a breakdown, or supposed breakdown, allegedly. I feel like she did that all like smart. She was just really smart altogether. She knew how to walk out. She knew what she was doing.
She's been telling people for years how to do it, so she better know how to do it.
Yeah, And then this dude had a whole baby, and people are like, well, you leave him for that. Like, she don't have to change nobody effing diapers.
No,
Like this, like that's what I'm
that's the
saying.
whole
Like
thing.
now, not only, and that's the whole thing on top of it all. Not only was this woman changing diapers and writing out child support checks, babysitting, making sure that her kids respected this little girl and didn't hate their father.
I need to know who this is. Show's over. Talk to y'all later.
I don't know if I could ever do that. I don't know if I could ever, like,
I don't know. That's a definite, you know.
you
That,
fucked up my peace forever.
but the same token, like I was saying, is like I that's a fuck up, but I don't know, man.
And that's the thing, no matter what, your piece is forever fucked up, because then you leave and now you're like half on your own with your kids. You still got to deal with this baby at some point. Like,
I think about the closest I've ever come is when a dude made me a side chick without me knowing. Like I didn't know he was married
right,
with children.
right.
Put me in a very like messed up predicament. And I remember having a conversation after I found out, after I did my Tamika sleuth report. And I remember thinking to myself, like, bro, do I need to go to the doctor and get checked out? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking like now his wife, you not
Ah.
only was he cheating on her, like how does like he doesn't there's so many like layers. Like I could have something
Yeah.
and you that's how diseases get spread. You know what I mean? And it's like imagine I had a baby. Now he's got, you know, kids and it's like I think about I have a relative who's with her man. They were not married, but they were together for years. Like high school. They had 3 boys. He stepped down on her and had a girl. She always wanted a girl.
Uh,
But did she always want a girl because now he has a girl?
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like they're not together anymore because for her,
It's a deal breaker.
she has to be reminded that he has a daughter.
One of the elders, and at this point they'd be like 100. They were elder when I was younger. He stepped out on his wife and got AIDS. Gave it to his wife. She died and he was still alive living with AIDS.
Ain't that some shit?
His kids could not speak to him. His kids could not speak to him.
I know a woman from around the way, my neighborhood. Her husband was sleeping with everybody. Gave her AIDS. He died. She's still living with it. Everybody knows. He was a drug dealer, sleeping with everybody.
Everybody. Oh my God.
She ended up leaving, you know, Long Island. She lives in another state now. But it's like every time you saw it, she got the AIDS too back in the 80s. So for her to still be alive but you
Yeah.
could see like she would have sores and it was
Yeah.
back when it was like not they were trying to figure out treatments and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Now, you know, if you have it, it's okay. But and I'm not talking HIV. She had AIDS.
AIDS, full-blown AIDS.
And it's like,
Remember when General Hospital, Robin?
oh man, right?
Oh my God.
She got HIV though.
Oh, I thought she got AIDS. Oh,
No, what's it? Stone died of
Stone
AIDS.
died.
She got HIV.
HIV.
She's still alive on the show. Shout out to General Hospital. Can't wait till y'all come back next week.
So here's the thing though. So the price of peace, sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low.
Right.
But no matter what, you're paying for something.
Right.
Whether that's excluding people from your circle's down to 2 people, and that's a price. You know, your circle's big and everybody has little bits of drama and you can float around in this circle and you don't really have like maybe you don't have deep connections with certain people in that circle. That's a price. There's always a price that we're paying for peace. But in that peace, there's deal breakers.
Yes. There's deal breakers in anything. Friendship. I mentioned this many times. Like a deal breaker for one situation is not
Mhm.
going to be a deal breaker for another. I I basically ended a friendship, but the other friend don't know that we ended it. We just don't we just don't go out. You know, you have
Yeah,
those like
yeah,
they're not
yeah,
even
yeah.
worth me telling you that we're not
Yeah,
friends no more.
yeah, I got a
But
few of those.
because this person ordered multiple drinks during a meal and then tried to split the check between the three of us. And me and you didn't
I think we had water.
upcharge the steak, had about
Three mixed drinks that were like $10 each, and then wanted to split the bill 3 ways.
That's when I was like, I'm over it. It's like it's not even worth having a conversation about. I'll see you on social media.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
I remember
But I wouldn't do that to you.
yeah, but I wouldn't do that to you either.
I know, but I'm saying there's certain people
right.
There's certain deal breakers for certain people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There might be like you think about even in your relationship, there might have been a boyfriend that you're okay that he cheated on you, but you're not going to take it from a different boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or your husband.
Right.
Whereas you would take something from your husband that you would never take from somebody else.
Yep. Yeah.
Or your wife, or you know, your mother,
whatever. Yeah.
I'm sure there's stuff that I've said to you, and you're like, you would just stop being friends with the person. You just like, I'm not talking to them anymore. Yeah. I know I can say that about you.
Shut up.
There's people I'd be like, I ain't fucking with them no more, but because it's you, I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm stuck.
What are you doing this weekend? Meanwhile, last week, you know, I ended a friendship over that shit.
So now here's the thing though. So when it comes to our peace and the protection of our peace, right? I guess you just answered that because it costs us something.
Now, but is the cost great?
Is the cost great? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't.
If you got $1, is it okay to lose a quarter? Still 75 cents. You could make a lot happen with 75 cents. And you might be able to find that same shit that you would have got for $1 at 75 cents. You browse the net.
There you go. I remember like a very, very long time ago, I don't know who established it between our friendship, our relationship,
Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up. We would go out with like $2 to our name, but we'd figure it out. We're just looking to be out, not looking to cost anyone our good time, because we were fine. We could find $1 beer, and we'd be fine with the one beer. And I remember like at some point, you know, we met when I was a teenager. It's a little broke as fuck. So it's one of those things like, you know, if I got $1, we got $1.
That was your saying always.
Yeah. So I did establish that. So it was one of those things where like, you know, I know that bothered other people that we would meet up with. We're like, this bitch coming out with $1. And it was like, listen, she's got $1, I got 10, she got 1, we got 11. We good. And it was like, I know that bothered other people, but they also like, now with that price of peace where the whole like, if you and I met up with someone else and they were like, I got $1, you spot me? Like, ew, fuck no. I'm gonna get you this time, but we ain't going out again. Or next time, like, you got money you got for yourself? But that never, like, I never looked at you and like, ever.
You know why?
Why?
This is the difference. Because I knew that on the back end, you always got me.
Yeah, I've never looked at you and felt like I'm a burden. And I've never looked at you and like, she's a burden. It was like.
No, but what I'm saying is like if say you become a millionaire, I don't expect you to give me 20 grand, but I know you're gonna make sure that I always have a full stomach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
It's like, but there are a lot of people that ain't really trying to be down like that, or a situation where like I know, like we're at the age now where money is not that kind of issue.
Yeah.
Like obviously we're not rich or anything like that by no means, but if we go out to eat, it's like if you got me this week, I got you next week.
Yeah.
Because you know that there's been so many times.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't even matter.
Right.
Yeah. Like we could be on vacation. I don't even remember if this has happened during our many trips. Like it's one of those like, you know, you run out of money, you budget, you're in another country, and it's just like I ran out of money. Oh, all right.
I
I
don't think
got
that's
it.
ever really happened.
I'm sure it has, but the thing is, it's such a non-factor.
The only time it's happened, with me, but I never think when we used to go to Tortola, but I never thought of Tortola as a vacation. For me, it was just like a getaway.
Oh, I
And
would
so
show up
I would
broke.
always be, but
I'd
I would
show up
always have
broke.
no money either.
Yeah.
But I knew you would get some money from your mom.
Yeah, and we'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it on the
Split
tab
a
somewhere. Yeah, we'd
sandwich.
be fine. Yeah, and that's what I
We
mean.
always were
It's
splitting sandwiches.
yeah, but those sandwiches were big though.
But even no, on Long Island, remember
Yeah.
we'd get a sandwich at one
Yeah.
of the.
Oh,
Yeah, I get my own sandwich
homie.
now. I ain't sharing shit. Making money now. I get my own damn Subway sandwich.
Shut up. We still get footlongs.
I'd be like, you put half olives on this side, and do you remember this?
I still do that.
Anyway,
But no, but that's what I mean. Like, it's such a non-factor. Like, it wasn't like it's genuinely, but that doesn't cost me peace when it comes to you. Somebody else, like, ew.
right. I'm looking at some people sideways.
Yeah.
You know, like I have a friend, or I don't know if we're friends anymore. Whatever. A person in my life, past, present, future,
An individual.
and it was always like an issue with the check. Like it's uncomfortable to the
Oh.
point where I just pay for the whole thing because I don't want to do this whole extra. I don't know. It's just it's
Oh,
very
I
uncomfortable.
hate that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like whenever we went out, it was like it wasn't an issue.
No.
I never felt like, oh man, I can't get what I really want.
I've never. Yeah.
Even if I knew I didn't really have the money to get it, I knew that you was gonna look out for me.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't feel guilty about it
No.
because I knew on the back end,
Yeah.
whatever
We figure it out.
right.
It all
So
works out in the end.
that wasn't my price of peace, but it would be for somebody else.
Yeah. And that's the thing. What do you get to that how do you get to that point with people? Because there's obviously my kids, it is what it is. I got to pay for them for a while now.
They need to figure out the price of $1.
They're getting there. They're getting there.
They better, because when I start going out to lunch with them when they're older,
yeah, these motherfuckers.
they're paying every time. All the hell I've been through, upending my peace.
But how do you get to that point in your life where, like, your peace is protected? Like you
never get there.
But I don't feel like my peace is unprotected with you.
No, I thought you meant just in life.
No, yeah, no. But in life you're never there. But like, I don't feel like my peace is unprotected with you. I genuinely feel like if somebody else is gonna add static to our dynamic, you're like, you know what? I'll hang out with them on my own. Yeah, you're not gonna feel that person.
I feel that way about certain people.
Yeah.
So true. So this is confession time with Tanika.
Oh.
So last week we got together with a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And I've been having anxiety about this.
Oh.
On so many levels, because I know you guys are like, you're friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have known each other. You two have known each other longer than me and you have known each other. And me and her have known each other longer than me and you have known.
Yeah.
She's known both of us longer than.
Right.
Anyway. But my thing is, like, whenever my friends get together, I get nervous. Because I'm like, it's not even like a secret thing. Like I told this person that or whatever. I just want everybody to get along, have a good time, not have like sarcastic remarks unless they're coming from me. Because you, Marissa, are very good at with these comments. You make
really?
you make them. You try to be really, yes you do, because then you don't ever say it's a joke. You let it linger forever. And the person thinks this about you. Or thinks that you think this certain way. Don't even try to act like you don't do that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so when this mutual friend of ours came over, who you hadn't really hung out with, other than like a party or something like that, I was a little nervous, but I was also a little excited. But I was nervous because I didn't know how your dynamic would be after all these years.
Yeah.
And like I said, you guys have seen each other and interacted, but not on a level where the three of us sat and had drinks and food and gossip and reminisce and stuff like that. And I thought it went swimmingly.
It did go swimmingly.
However, on the same token, I don't know if that's something that like you were saying before, it's like there's certain people with certain dynamics and peace and things like that where I know I can't bring certain other friends that I have, I can't bring them into the fold with my other friends.
Yeah.
Because that will bring me anxiety.
Right.
Whereas I used to feel that way with the three of us. And last week showed me there's no need for me to feel that way. We're all adults.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like you still have that mindset of when we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta age out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's something to be said with time, you know, and age. You know, when you're younger, you never want to admit or declare, or it's almost insulting when someone says like, "Oh, you're just too young," or as you grow older. But there's something to be said with time where you realize your hardships are not that hard. You know, yeah, I was a broke 18-year-old living on my own, thinking the world is like whatever, but oh my God, really? No, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that, you know.
But you also can't take that away from, I have to be that way too, because like you think about like a 7-year-old, whatever they're going, it's hard for them.
It's hard for them in the moment. But that's what I mean. So
I can't judge today off of when you were 18.
Right.
It was hard for you
at that moment.
You weren't at college in a dorm like so many other.
Right.
You were making it work on your own.
Right.
So it was hard for you in the life experience that you went through.
Right.
And that's okay. It was hard. You can't say it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard if you compare it to today.
Yeah.
Then you'd be like, bitch, get over it.
You're
40 years old. Get over it.
Yeah.
When you're 18, like, yeah, that is kind of hard. You're by yourself.
Yeah.
You're not like in a dorm or anything. You're paying your own, like that's not.
Yeah. So the collection of all those things, like the collection of the disruption of my peace has created such a wonderful peace now.
Right.
In my life. I have two regrets, one regret in my life. Not many people can sit and say that.
Right.
And, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a beautiful life, and what cost me my peace then will not cost me my peace now. It won't cost me my peace in the future. How do I protect that? Is to consistently be vocal about what I'm willing to accept and not accept as I develop relationships and relationships evolve with other people.
Got it. Nice.
Yeah.
I agree. I will say one last thing. I got a cousin who upends my peace every time we go out to eat because my intention is always to treat. And she's done this on more than one occasion. When she found out I was paying the bill, she added shit afterwards. Oh, let me get a cheesecake to go. Let me get a side of mac and cheese. Like, really, bitch, you really upended my peace right now. So I'll leave it there.
That's so funny. I have little kids in my life that like do things where I'm like, that's silly. Like, they'll come over and be like, can I take these snacks home? And they'll like pack a goodie bag to go. And I'm like, I mean, okay.
People take advantage, man.
Yeah.
That upends my peace.
But it's
not the price of my peace.
No, it's not the price of my peace. It upended my peace at the moment because I'm like,
but I'm
really?
not gonna fuck with you because you decided to add a cheesecake
to go.
Bitch. Do you see me getting a cheesecake to go? Mac and cheese, collard greens,
something.
Anyway,
I want to transition a little bit, and my trending topic. That's trending. It was kind of like I talked about it. The Kardashians,
right?
Megan Thee Stallion.
The whole Megan Thee Stallion thing, man.
I know.
I mean, I don't even tell the people that don't know.
So she was at was it her house?
Let me just say this too.
Okay.
Of course, one of the Kardashians was involved.
But was she though?
She was involved in the sense that
she was there the night before, right?
The night of.
She was?
Yes. She might have left before the incident happened, but they put the video up. That's how they were all together.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead. Finish.
So she was at her home, right?
I don't know whose house it was
She
at.
was at a home having a good time.
Megan.
Megan and people she knows. Someone came in and it was no robbery intent, correct?
From what I understand, she was leaving.
Oh.
And Tory Lane shot, like, it was like from outside of the car.
Oh my gosh.
Or stopped her from leaving and hit her in the foot.
Shot her in the foot.
I mean.
In the foot.
In the foot.
This bitch better be able to twerk.
Right?
I mean, I want her to be able to walk. And
but
not
he's
have pain.
upending her peace.
He's for real upending her peace.
And so now, are the people that are making jokes about it.
But why did he do that?
I don't. It's gonna be a while before we figure out. We're gonna figure out when we don't care.
Yeah.
We're like, people. We're trying to elect a president right now. We don't care.
That's upending my peace. That is upending my peace. I'm not talking politics. I'm not. But the whole election, the state of the world, kids going back to school, not going back to school, people going back in the workforce, not going back in. Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. Are you going to take this vaccine? Or are you not going to take this vaccine? Y'all are upending my peace. All yous are upending my peace.
So what else? What was it trending again?
A whole bunch of shit. Oh, Kim Kardashian, or the West, Megan Thee Stallion, and then I wanted to touch on you talked about it this morning, like, so the wall of moms in Portland that are helping to kind of keep the peace during protests, but then last night was like a call to arms that almost like it makes you tearful out of pride, because after the wall of moms came was it the wall of vets? Yeah. Right?
Yep.
And then after that came the wall of dads. And you almost feel like like, thank the Lord. Like it doesn't matter what side you fall on.
It does.
No,
to me,
I mean,
it does.
Well, no, I mean in the sense of like, you're allowing somebody, whether you agree or not, you're allowing people to freely and safely express themselves, and you're showing solidarity for what it might not affect you, but if it affects somebody else and you're showing support, that's really important. And that's what being an ally is.
Okay. You want to end it there?
Okay. Where can they catch us?
Yep, yeah, yes, 18
on
Instagram and Twitter, as well as the Yep, Yeah, Yes podcast on Facebook. We also have our podcast that is streaming on iTunes, Google Play Music, Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, the TuneIn app, and so much more. On top of that, if you want to see the video of our faces, our interaction, us not wearing a mask, but we safe. Have you heard me cough? But if you want to see the video of this and the background noise of the people walking on the beach today, check us out on YouTube, or you're watching us right now. So I'm asking you to check something out. But for those of y'all listening to us and not watching, know that we are also on YouTube, the video.
Yep, yeah, yes.
18.
Bye.
Bye.